can talk about another GOAT for some people. Not saying he's not a GOAT to me, but nonetheless,
Not,
Steph reached a
oh,
milestone. Steph
I'm
reached
not
a milestone
rocket. I'm
last time we recorded. Mr. 4K is what they gonna call him now. 4,000 career 3-point makes. Good
well,
Jesus.
wait until Wemby joins him on that list.
Gail, we have to stop this at some point. You think Wemby gonna get 4,000 threes?
Wait, do you see how this NBA is working? He was averaging what five? He was the fastest to however many threes, blocks, whatever. Yes, he's gonna get 4K. Where this NBA is going, yeah, yeah.
I don't know, man. He ain't Steph.
There's gonna be a lot of guys. Like we're gonna get to a point where it's like AJ Green's in the 4K list.
Miguel, let's be real. Miguel, let's be no, Miguel, seriously answer me this. How many players do you genuinely think in their career are gonna hit 4,000 threes? Like,
Keyword genuine. Like,
We'll see 10 in our lifetime.
you know what? You know what? With the way the NBA has changed and players like individually chucking up eight threes a game, okay, maybe.
but okay, you got players that chuck up 8, but I'm like, I think all I'm saying is I think to say or to easily say, even if it is 10, right? I think to easily say that we gonna see so many more players kind of comfortably hit 4K seems a bit like a discredit to Steph because Steph also wasn't just chucking up threes. Like he's shooting threes at a high efficiency as well. And we talking about the Steph that didn't really get cooking in his career until like year 4.
You're right.
Exactly.
So I'm saying like it also still took so much for him to break the record, and then on top of that, hit 4K. So now we saying like, is somebody gonna ultimately hit the record at some point? Because I think Steph, especially given the Jimmy move, Steph probably got minimum 2 years before he's even maybe thinking like I want to be done.
Yeah.
I
Like
think he got
like
2 seasons
I think Ant might get there.
in makes.
Yeah. Um
I mean, and is young,
he's
so
got 1,000. He's got 1,000 right now.
and has 1,000 makes.
Yep. And
And then
like
what, year three?
but so someone's doing the math on
No.
263s this year. If he gets 250 a year for 10 or more seasons, that's 3,500 by age 33. And the
Okay.
way he's been shooting recently and how careers get stretched.
Okay.
So that's a good point because I will say we are seeing careers become longer in our time, like in our time, right? Like in what we're watching. Like the generation before us, I don't think they saw a lot of careers really go past
A solid 10.
like a strong 10 before there was
Just
like a strong decline. And now you got
that
a lot of players
year,
who,
year.
yeah, like you got a lot of players who their career can be their career is elongated because the game is changing and because you can still be relatively effective like longer into your career by being better at shooting, like we see what a Brook Lopez has done, right?
Yep.
Also players can now take care of their body more to where your body can play to early 30s, mid 30s, like, mid to late 30s, if you can still be effective before you can choose to hang it up and not necessarily have to give way to injuries unless you just, get hit with the bug and it throw things off. So I ain't saying I completely disagree, Gail. I hear you. I just also don't want to discredit like
What
what's
he's done.
doing because it's also like if
That's a class.
somebody else hits that number, is Steph no longer like the greatest shooter, or are we
No,
not looking at
I
the
think he'll
greatest shooter
still
being
be
attached to the number solely?
he'll still be until we see the type of shooting we've seen from Steph for the years.
Gotcha.
Like Ant won't have like a season that looks like Steph's best season, but like the way that the game is being modeled now, we're going to see those numbers just because of that. I think it happens less so now because we're going away from seeing a team be like they have the guy, where it's like he is going to take X amount of shots from here this many times a game. Now it's like it's a much more team centric game. So that might be where we see less of those shots be taken by one person as opposed to like a model like the Thunder, where it's like one person, or the Bucks, where they have one guy that is their star getting to the rim, getting to the line, and everyone else is their shooter, you know? So that may take away from it in terms of who gets it in the future, but just my
Yeah.
opinion.
And then I don't think we'll ever take away from who Steph was as a player. We don't take away from Ray Allen because the record was broken. You
Or
know what I
Larry.
mean? So like, right, or Larry, like we can't. You cannot take away from what Steph has been able to do. Like he's cemented. He's one of those players that are cemented. So, like Miguel said, even if Ant happens to break it, I don't think he'll ever do it in the fashion or it would look the way that Steph was able to do it. So effortless, like, so.
Yeah, I can agree with that. And that's real. But man, the fact that the game has changed to a point where 4,000 threes even like feels so attainable also is good Jesus. Insane. Insane.